Tameside Radio Sports Talk with Betfred. Visit your local Betfred shop today for a variety of great offers and check out our app for great features like Pick Your Punt Builder. Whenever you bet, Betfred. 18 plus, begambleaware.org.
Well, hello and welcome. This is Sports Talk with me, Lewis Connell, and as always, I'm joined by Peter Spencer from Betfred. How are you today, Peter?
Yeah, can't wait to get stuck in today.
Yeah, fantastic. Well, there's only one place to start. The FA Cup, obviously the Reds making it through in the 121st minute thanks to an Amad Diallo winner. I think that is probably the best game that I've ever been to in my life, I'd say.
Yeah, I mean, borderline that Champions League final in '99, which was the best game I've ever been to. And then there was the Gillingham game with City as well that I was at Wembley. Yeah. But, I mean, it was absolutely fantastic. I mean, there was goal line action, there was drama, there was everything in that game. There was one team on top and then the other team. I thought United deserved it, but I mean, there's so many good elements. For one thing, Rashford's smiling. Yeah. I couldn't believe it. It's like a huge cheesy grin, like the old days. Klopp getting grumpy. Bit of sad stuff about tragedy chanting. You could do without that. Yeah. But it's just so many good things going on. And Ten Hag, tactical genius suggestion. I mean, where did he come from with playing Bruno at centre half in the last few minutes? I mean, it was just phenomenal how he just changed things around. And talk about fortune favouring the brave. Well, that was the case at Old Trafford when they came out 4-3 winners. Absolutely brilliant. And it given the board at United one heck of a decision to make in the summer, because it could get in the final of the FA Cup quite easily. Might even win it, of course. And then the top four chances have been boosted. I know we'll come to that in a minute. And if he wins the FA Cup and a top four finish, he'll probably stay in the job. I mean, it was that much of an important game for him against Liverpool at Old Trafford yesterday.
Yeah, I mean, it's mad how so much can change from literally one game. It's just given the fan base an absolutely massive boost. Obviously, a few points dropped in the Premier League as well for other sides. And like you say, Coventry in the next round, so you know, not much stands in the way of making the final.
Well, Betfred have the odds, City 4-6. United second favourites 9-4 after that favourable draw against Mark Robbins' Coventry, and there's loads of articles be written around that, because basically if Robbins saved Fergie's job also in the FA Cup, that's a bit of an ancient history lesson for many people. Well, that's the case. So Betfred have City 4-6 to win the FA Cup, United 9-4, Chelsea 6-1, and Coventry 33-1. And before we get on to City, the odds on City making it another treble, 8-1 at Betfred.
Yeah, I mean, that's mad, isn't it, really, when you think about how tough it is to do a treble. You know, to do it back to back would just be absolutely unheard of. They obviously made it through against Newcastle. That was quite a comfortable victory in the end. And
I mean, what a contrast between that game and United's game. City were just strolling. I mean, it could have been 5-6-0. They just took the foot off the gas. Newcastle have gone off a cliff. I can't believe how poor they've gone. Yeah. The defence looks all over the place. The goals were deflected, but who cares about that? City just were in sort of half speed the way they went at that game. 2-0 victory, straightforward, not much to write home about. And then you contrast that with the United game against Liverpool, which was probably the best game, certainly this season, in any competition.
Yeah, and they'll no doubt be favourites for the Premier League as well, City, with none of the big sides being involved this weekend. No,
City 23-20 now with Betfred to win the Premier League. Liverpool 2-1, Arsenal 12-5, and then the others have faded massively out of it now. We've got Spurs 200-1, and United, 1,000-1.
Yeah. But it's really opened up the top four race as well this weekend. The fixtures for United, they had a bit of a slim chance of making it, but now it looks a bit more feasible. I think they're 6 points off Villa and Spurs if they win the game in hand.
Well, Aston Villa, they drew against West Ham, and Tottenham, they won. They were beaten 4-0. So the odds have changed quite dramatically for a top four finish. United have been cut into 15-2 for a top four finish. Spurs 4-5, Aston Villa 6-5. So it is looking like a kind of a tall order. But United, with that momentum generated from the FA Cup victory over Liverpool, they could well get into that top four finish.
Yeah, you never know. Should be an exciting end to the season with only 10 games to go. And in terms of relegation, there was a few games in and around the bottom sides. Luton and Nottingham Forest ended in a draw, so that wasn't probably the result Luton were looking for, and they'll be among the favourites to go down.
Yeah, Betfred have Sheffield United clear favourites now for the drop, 1-250. A lot of speculation about whether they're the worst ever team that's ever been in the Premier League. Burnley 1-12. They lose that, making a little fist of it. But Luton are the only ones really got half a chance of getting out of the bottom three. They're 1-2 now, so we still think they'll be relegated amongst the other Premier League new boys. Nottingham Forest 15-8 and Everton 5-1.
And just to finish, we'll just run you through how it's looking in the Betfred Super League. There was a few big wins this weekend for Warrington and Lee, mainly.
Yeah, Warrington, and they went to London, who are looking much more like the Whipping Boys this season. They've had 220 points scored against them so far, and they've only played 5 matches. So Warrington didn't have any sympathy for them. They went to London, won 58-4. Amazing result that. There was trebles from Dufty, Thulis, treble tries there for both of them. Ratchford just kept scoring and scoring. He must have converted sort of 4 or 5 chances for them. Just a tremendous victory there for Warrington Wolves. Not unexpected, I've got to say. And also, Lee Leopards, well, they won 54-4 at Hull FC. Now, that was a result. That's Lee's first win of the season. Sets them up to the top of half of the table charge. And the new leaders of the table, Betfred Super League table, are Warrington Wolves. They're on points difference. They are on 8 points at the top. Wigan, who have played 1 game less, they're on also 8, along with St Helens and Catalan's Dragons. And that means that the odds are to win the grand final outright. Betfred have Wigan 13-10 favourites to retain the title. Saints 5-2, Catalan Dragons 15-2, and we've cut Warrington into 8-1, ahead of Leeds at 9-1. Saints had a great victory at Leeds in the last round. That was probably the game of the round, won by St Helens. And then our 2 other local teams, Lee, well, they're 28-1 now to win the grand final, and Salford, they're sort of staying put at 66-1.
Well, thank you very much, as always, for joining us, Peter. And if you do fancy a bet, you can bet online, on the app, or in Betfred stores, and we'll see you at the same time on Friday.
No problem.
Tameside Radio Sports Talk with Betfred. Visit your local Betfred shop today for a variety of great offers, and check out our app for great features like Pick Your Punts Builder. Whenever you bet, Betfred. 18+, begambleaware.org.